A helicopter dropped a total of about 30,000 pounds of chemical into Quail Creek Reservoir early Wednesday morning. These little blue pellets were spread next to the shoreline by air to kill off a recent growth of blue-green algae.
So we closed Quail Creek Reservoir today to treat a type of algae that causes taste and odor in our culinary drinking water. So it's a blue-green algae, also known as cyanobacteria, and it's really common in warm water reservoirs, and the reservoir is particularly low this year.
The algae was noticed in mid-June, and while it hasn't caused any problems yet, the Washington County Water Conservancy District wanted to get a jump start on treatment.
It's copper sulfate pentahydrate is the chemical name. It's a form of copper, and the copper is what causes the toxicity to the algae. It interferes with the photosynthesis process.
Workers very quickly emptied about 12 bags of the copper chemical into the helicopter lifting bag at a time. It took only about an hour to drop several loads of the copper into targeted areas.
We added between 0.2 and 0.3 parts per million over the entire reservoir. And we added it in such a way that we're starting at the shorelines and then moving outward, so that would give any fish that are irritated by it the opportunity to move in towards the reservoir. And we only hit a few specific areas of the reservoir where this algae has been identified.
Divers aboard this boat could be seen testing the reservoir where the highest algae concentrations of copper sulfate were dropped. The dive team will continue to monitor the drop zones.
So they are taking samples of copper, they're taking samples of the algae, of dissolved oxygen, and just monitoring the effectiveness of the treatment. And they'll come out again on Friday and next week, and we'll just continue to monitor to see how effective the treatment was.
Thompson says this type of algae isn't considered dangerous to recreators, and the copper used to treat it will only impact fish if they directly ingest it.
Quail Creek has bass and trout, and we have had a few fish that actually will eat the copper as it's falling through the water. And so typically with the treatment we'll have a handful that die, but that's all. So this type of algae is a benthic algae, which means instead of being free floating in the water, it's attached to the bottom or attached to rocks. And so it typically stays where it's at and just shrivels up, basically.
While some of the tests are done on board the boat, others are taken back to the Quail Creek Water Treatment Lab for more in-depth testing. The Washington County Water Conservancy District wants to make sure they provide the highest quality of water it can for consumption.
So the main reason that we've treated Quail Creek today is to provide the best quality of water to our customers. This treatment was designed to improve the water quality at Quail that's entering our water treatment plant. And we pay close attention to what water is coming into the plant, and this treatment really complements our treatment process.
This is the 6th time this treatment has been used at Quail Creek Reservoir since 2007. The last time was in 2014. The total cost of the treatment was around $70,000. From Washington County, Melissa Anderson, CEC News.